Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, master of propaganda, hero of everything, defender of the Empire. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Arnhem checkpoint between the north. We got here Pau.A.D. fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 15th Panzergrenadier Division, tasked with holding this vital village. Versus in the south, we got Tiramisu, I believe. His current name is, he constantly shifts names, he's also Cancer Man, as I just call him because he likes to call himself something with cancer. He's a Korean player, he's also really, really good. We're talking like top 20, I think, with most factions, and I think he's like number 2 with the Americans, actually. That might be another player, actually. But he's pretty high ranked. And Paul is also pretty high ranked. So we got here Breakthrough, Spec Ops, Scavenge versus Heavy Cavalry, Mechanized and Armor, Triple Infantry for Tiramisu here, and Panzerfleet, Sturmpioneer and Light Infantry gun here for Paul, who goes in very aggressively versus Tiramisu. They're trying to throw him off guard here with a disruptive start there. Of course, it also means he won't be able to secure as much territory in a sense, but again, that's what the cool run is for. You rush ahead with the Sturmpioneers, hit their vital points, get the advantage there using the Sturmpioneers and a bit of sort of shock element there, and then just use the cool run to sort of grab everything behind. Got Rifle moving eastwards there, Rios is moving up there as well, with the Rifle squad here getting ready as well. So far, again, that'll be some losses. That actually slowed down the arrival of a 3rd Infantry squad there for Tiramisu. So in that regard, Paul there with the Sturmpioneer was actually able to get, just 2 wins in 1A. He just was able to do a bunch of damage to the Rifle squad, but he's actually delayed the arrival of more infantry for, some time there, well, several seconds, which in the early game is actually quite big, there for Tiramisu. So, I mean, that's also an important thing. It's also why, in particular, just floating manpower in the first few minutes of the game is really, really bad. So, I mean, that's just a sizable win there. We got Rifle versus Sturmpioneers. The Sturmpioneer will need to fall back soon, though. They have fought quite bravely there for Germany, but they are low on health. So even if the spirit is willing, the flesh is spongy and filled with bullets. Also quite bruised. Sturmpioneer pushing back the Riflemen, so even then they still have a bit of, guts left to them. Medical supplies can be laid down, though of course they have to be careful with where they do it. But, I mean, the faster you can do it, the faster you can get them back in the fight, which I think would be a priority here for Paul. And there we go. Quick, there we go. Set up here. Otto, what's in these things? Ah, mostly methamphetamines. Oh, good. I wouldn't want anything bad to be put into us. Rifle there moving in to sort of try and find around here the centre. Both players focusing heavily on the centre there, but again, Paul there is securing a lot more territory on the flank now thanks to the Kubelwagen. Sturmpanzer getting back into the fight. Mortar on the way here for Tiramisu to that way, sort of trying to get an upper hand here versus Paul in the centre. Sturmpanzer moving up here, Rifle firing all over across here. Folks was falling back, taking a lot of damage here, as they can't really just match Rifle 1 for 1 unless like the Rifle caught out in the open. Up north, folks is going to deal with the other the reaction squad there from Tiramisu. Casualties there being inflicted on both sides, but overall the main scene here is in the centre. And Tiramisu there is taking some beatings, but is actually pushing Paul back. Paul here can't really maintain the pressure on Tiramisu here. His folks can't match the Rifles, so again, if he just bunches up, it's sufficient. He can sort of slowly wear down Paul. Paul the here goes for Scavenge. We'll probably try and call in some Jaegers, but of course also make use of the infiltration tactics. We got Mortar fire here though from Tiramisu as well there, from his 81mm mortar, bombarding the German positions. Sturmpioneer is charging forwards across this square. Bullets flying in the general direction of the armies. And there go Kuban sneaking about here, hitting the cut-off point. Very good work here by Paul, overall just maintaining sort of aggression. Though he has to retreat another Volkswagen squad, that means his grip on the centre of the map will be lost. But again, he keeps up harassment, he keeps up pressure, he certainly ensures that even if Tiramisu gains the centre, he will be losing something instead. And that will be, of course, access to his resources. And that could prove to be quite problematic there for Tiramisu in the longer run. So here the 1st Armoured Division is certainly encountering spirited and severe resistance from the German army. We got a mechanized regular up here for Paul, though. There'll probably be some Luxus Aufklärungspanzer. Mortar moving up the west. He'll probably try and use the grab territory just to keep things up. Again, he can't afford to fall too far behind here. And, I get it. The Koreans and the Chinese aren't amazing friends, but, I'd still prefer not to see. This is kind of why I like observing matches. You don't get to see the chat, which can be, quite a relief in some matchups, as some players tend to be rather foul-mouthed. But oh well. Kuban going up eastwards here, though. Paul keeping up the pressure there for the fatherland here. The 15th Panzergrenadiers, mechanized regiment almost done there. Infantry sending out. We also still got one crate of medical supplies there. Pervitin, as it is probably is. For those wondering what Pervitin is, it was a combat drug the Germans applied to the frontline troops. It was basically methamphetamines, and they supplied it a lot to the troops. Though again, some sources dispute this, so obviously I'm going to point this out again. It's not something all agree on, but you know, I'd probably say there's at least some usage of it. So there is that. Jaegers also now available here for Paul. Technically, no Jaegers actually served, you know, 1944-45 on the Western Front. Really, I think. So nothing like the ones envisioned here. So that's another little fun fact there, by the way. I mean, there were SS Jaegers, which were basically sort of spec ops troops that served under Skorzeny. That's a fun fact there. In his 150th Panzer Brigade, or SS Panzer Brigade. That's a little side note there. Otherwise, you had Gebirgsjäger and Fallschirmjäger, but no sort of real, you know, Jaegers. Cool bombing up in support. Overall, the Pole continues to just maintain front aggression here versus the Americans, making it hard for them to gain any ground there and certainly any resources. So right here, though, he is having a very, very rough time. He's gone for the captain here because Tiramisu knows what's coming his way. It's going to be a Lux. Again, he's so far behind his opponent, so far ahead, that it's very, very predictable what will come his way. He needs to prepare for it. He needs to get anti-tank bombs up, so that way he can just quickly, you know, at least slow down the Lux as much as humanly possible. But he's keeping up pressure. He's trying to just ensure he doesn't get locked down by Paul and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Heading back at the fuel point there with the captain. Lives there pushed away. Corporal Jones tries to get as many back home of the boys, but most of the boys are kinda dead. It's only Lewis who made it back, along with him. So there you go, big assault in the centre. Of course, the big question here for Tiramisu is, does he actually really want to attack head on into Paul again and again? Does he really want to do that? I just want you to try and focus on hitting from more excellent spots. We can do more damage faster and actually gain more ground, because that's really the problem. Again, every time he attacks again, he's not actually gaining a lot of ground. I mean, he's just paying a high price for just, you know, a few miles. It's, you know, Passchendaele, I guess. Except, you know, with a lot more dead Americans and a lot fewer dead Germans. But there you go. We got the looks out here for Paul and the 15th Panzergrenadiers. And there we go, we got the Jaegers arriving here as well. In this case, we're trying to infiltrate to the house, didn't quite work out. That could have been a misclick, or could have been intentional. Either way, though, it's going to take them some time before they actually hit the front line. Captain, they're moving about, no bazooka yet. We got the M1 anti-tank gun out there for Tiramisu there. Looks charging through the vineyards. Also attempt to push up the rear from the Kuban there, quickly holding that. And right after you continue to fight. This is actually a pretty bad position for the Volksgrenadiers out in the open there. Again, no cover. Mortar files running down pretty close. So, I mean, there's a potential there of actually someone getting wiped by the mortar there if Paul is not careful. We've got Luxman down there to tank nearby. Might be able to get off some good hits there. And that could certainly hurt Paul quite a bit. There you go. Direct hit on the Lux of Clearon's Panther. There you go. Rocking up and then to tank right from there. There's high likelihood he's going to lose it. He possibly didn't expect it like that. All the way, though. Yes, the Lux went down. That's a big win there for Tiramisu. Massive. I mean, that was just, again, Paul's big advantage in the early game just vanished. Of course, he's so far ahead, he can actually afford to go for another one. But even then, just getting a looks like that without it actually doing any real damage to Tiramisu is huge. And certainly, of course, proves some very right just rushing out the captain and the anti-tank gun here. So very sharp there and a bit of luck there by Tiramisu. That Paul decided to play his looks just like that. Though again, it would argue that he probably didn't expect the anti-tank gun to be right there. Quick attack here on the fuel point. As we can see there, Paul is determined to dig in. And there you go, Captain Rifleman there firing away. Chomps, and there you go, Bunham Granate against the Rifleman. Sturm Pioneer counter-attacking around the calf point, even as the assault here by the fuel point goes off splendidly. More Rifleman into support here. Tiramisu still very much in the back foot here versus Paul, who just keeps up the aggression. Though there's one thing Paul actually isn't keeping up, which is he's not actually trying to fortify his advantage much. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of sandbags, no booby traps from his Jaegers, and certainly no mines either. That, I think, is actually a bit of a slip up there. I mean, that's generally, you know, probably where mines are actually best. Not so much for defensive purposes, you know, when behind, but when you're actually ahead, and you just need to quickly, you know, try and, you know, solidify your holds, but then actually laying down a lot of mines, so that way make it hard for the other bastard to get back into the fight. So certainly feels like Paul there's perhaps missing out a bit here. He could also go for assault rifles, but you know, he's just not really utilising initiative for those things. There you go. Looks straight into the anti-tank gun again, but this time around the terrain does not favour Tiramisu's anti-tank gun. The Hetero is right there. Lars looks to get away there, though it still has been bruised quite a bit there by the anti-tank gun. We got troops moving about here, pushed back. A lot of aggressive, bloody action here on the southern outskirts of Arnhem checkpoint as Tiramisu desperately tries to gain control of it. The Germans are forcefully resisting for the fatherland. Captain there being flanked by the looks, and there goes into the other anti-tank gun. Oh, well, the anti-tank gun again. I don't think it's the other anti-tank. He still has only one, but you know, Tiramisu is getting an awful lot of value out of it. An awful lot. Jaeger's falling back. There we got the Kuvan moving ahead. Could take thing up there. Good hit there. Almost got the Kugelwagen. My God! We're alive! We're alive! Yeah, but I'm missing my legs. I'm not entirely sure I'm supposed to drive this thing. I guess I'm lucky my foot is still on the speeder, but I can't brake this anymore. Troops healing, reinforcing here. We got heavy cavalry there for Tiramisu. Probably it's anticipating he can't really get up any serious tech versus Paul at the moment, so he's just going to sort of basically use the Pershing as an emergency call and just try to get as much out of the rest of the doctrine. He's also pushed out for Lieutenant here. I imagine partly for 50 caliber because the Lieutenant is just really good versus infantry. Again, he's just, I mean, he's basically a rifle squad on steroids for the most part. And again, you don't have to pay for the extra upgrades, so that tends to mean the Lieutenant is very much just a really excellent unit at some point to have as the Americans. Even if you didn't go for him first, I mean, even if you say you've gone for Captain, Major, got some tanks out, then back-taking for the Lieutenant, and actually a pretty good idea. But Tiramisu there slowly making progress here. The eastern flank is yielding to the aggression of Tiramisu, while at the same time it's also slightly probing the center, trying to look. They also got booby traps down there for Paul. Good work. So I feel many players actually neglect the booby traps despite spamming Jaegers, but booby traps are pretty effective. Pretty effective indeed, in particular since they don't have that limitation mines do, which is you can only kill 2 at a time with it. So in theory, with a booby trap you do have a small chance of actually wiping something, even then just doing a lot of damage. Second looks down there. Paul needs to be more careful around it. In this case, also needs to be aware of, they do have take aim, which Tiramisu is very much aware of. Well played there. Again, displaying some ability to use it there. Certainly rising up on the Dave scale. Possibly even above it, I mean, but still. Good job there of using take aim. Again, it's an ability a lot of American players underestimate, but again, it's pretty good. I mean, it gives you increased range and line of sight to follow up with it, so basically allows the anti-tank to shoot further than any other anti-tank gun that's non-doctrinal and spot for itself, which no anti-tank gun can do. So we've got a big push here against the eastern side there. Paul doesn't make any sort of really support with it. With the looks gone, he's a bit limited. Oh, got a rifle squad there with the grenade assault. And almost getting another rifle squad. That's going to be a huge loss for Tiramisu if he loses 2 rifle squads there in short moments. Even if he gets 2 luxes, that's going to be pretty big. Paul, though, still remains in control of most of the map. And also, instead of trying to push ahead for armor as fast as possible, is going for the battle group headquarters and forward retreat point. I mean, that will allow him to sort of, help control the map, but there's also the argument just a fast Panzer IV could be effective. We'll have to see, though, how that one works out for Paul here, and the 15th Panzer are going to do Sean's. But there you go, infantry pushing up here against the eastern victory point again. I mean, that's where most of the fun is happening, because that's where Tiramisu really just wants to push ahead. Back here, the reinforcement healing going on there. Shots being fired here as Paul just continues to pour resources into this engagement. More grenade assaults here. So remembering he has that ability and trying his best to catch some units off guard and wipe them with it. I mean, it can be quite useful as that. Also, quick thanks to, and big thanks to Marcus for donating support on the Propagandacast. Well, good laughter here. That sets off the booby trap. And nice thanks as well to FLCL for upgrading his pledge on Patreon. Most appreciated. If you'd like to support the Propagandacast, do consider it. Links in the video description. Quick note there again. I want to thank people for supporting it while I can. More being assaulted by full skirmishes with 50 caliber sitting up there. Again, that's going to make it harder for Paul to use his infantry. And there you go, out in the open. Going for my cannon after, because he's now worried that his opponent's going to get out armor, though I think he might be a bit too early on it. I'm guessing it's the Stuart there that actually has Paul a bit too skittish here. We could also consider machine guns, which I think would have quite a benefit then slowing down Tiramisu, but so far no interest in that. Ooh, almost got the cool man there with the anti-tank gun. 50 caliber setting up here again. Infantry assault there. Quickly stop in its tracks. The 50 caliber here will definitely prove to be a good investment here for Tiramisu. It will just, you know, slow down most of any sort of Paul's brutish assaults. Jaegers, they're doing what they can. Usually I believe there will be one 50 caliber machine gun for each infantry platoon, or was it company? Can't quite remember. But there's like something like that. Can't quite remember the sort, so I'm not 100% sure of it. Although it'd also usually be a 60mm mortar per, I think, infantry platoon at the very least. Was it company again? Probably company. Occasionally get those two mixed up in my head. There you go, falling straight into the 50 caliber there. Not quite suppressed, but that'll soon happen. Another big assault here. You can see Paul is not actually trying much to flank against his opponent, which is actually, I think, a bit of a mistake there. Again, he's getting perhaps too overconfident. And that again could cause him to make mistakes. We've got BA upgrades there for Tiramisu's infantry, further increasing their lethality. There you go, that's going to be a wipe, that's going to be a wipe. Big loss there for Paul. 50 caliber, they're trying to sprint away. And yeah, that didn't quite work out there. And that 50 caliber is going to get wiped, but he's nonetheless able to push back Paul's infantry, meaning it's not going to matter too much because Paul's not going to be able to steal it. Interesting to note, you'd normally figure you'd go for the Ostman here to pressure your opponent, but Paul seems now is actually intent on just taking up more regularly. Instead of just pushing out the Ostman, he's probably figuring he can't really outmaneuver the anti-tank and he just isn't confident he can do it. Hard to say there, but either way, he's not rushing out an Ostman, which you think is what most players actually would have done here, actually, against Tiramisu. They just immediately called in Ostman as soon as they can, but Paul is now much more concerned with sort of a proper tech-up versus his opponent. Tiramisu, the very much on the back foot. I mean, he's down to almost 100 points, and Paul's like lost 11 victory points. So, I mean, there's also the theory he's just planning for the King Tiger now, I mean, which is possible, but, you know, could be considered a bit arrogant, as it could, in theory, you know, allow Tiramisu to get back in, because it will mean, you know, he has to put aside a lot of resources. And there you go, the Kugelwagen finally went down there, the anti-tank gun halfway to Veteran 3. Pack here, healing reinforcement going on. Well, mostly. Lieutenant versus a lot of Fultz Grenadiers, noting Paul has not upgraded any of them. No Sturmgewehrs, but there we go, we got the savaging of the Lux Aufklärung Panzer. Troops push back there. Healing reinforcement. Mortar zone also proving to be quite a nuisance there for Paul. But problem not as big as the 50 cal, which just locks down most of his infantry attacks hard. And we can see Paul there's responding now by going for light infantry gun, so that way pressure Tiramisu a bit better. There we go, Sturmpioneer assaulted by the 50 caliber again. Also, we can find here that Tiramisu is ready to try and push into the west. He's also going for minesweepers. That's despite not really seeing any, you know, mines and anything. The only thing he's seen is really a booby trap, which again is also pretty much worth it to get a minesweeper for. But it is funny though how Paul just hasn't really done anything with his munition except like a few grenade assaults and that booby trap. No upgrades and nothing else really. Stands out a bit, but at least both players here have chosen the doctrine quite early on, you know, not waiting until the 20-minute mark. Oh, we actually got more booby traps here now though. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Rather than the fire there from the schwerpanzerte Quarter-Sturmpioniere, Veteran 3, which means they'll be able to fast go to Veteran 4. Quick grenade assault against the rifle up north here. Stielhandgranate flung in their general direction. Forcing them back into light cover here, but the German Jaegers there should have the advantage with a bit of luck. In particular, the light infantry gun providing support. Oh, there we go. As you can see there, almost the entire rifle squad was wiped, and the Jaegers were able to finish them off there. I mean, that's the power of a well-positioned booby trap, ladies and gentlemen. That is the power of a well-positioned booby trap. It's not really can do with the positioning, but still just laying down one can actually have an impact on your opponent. And there you go. Tiramisu going in very boldly there against Paul's Schwerpanzer Corps acting up his anti-tank gun. A bit tricky though. The problem is if anything goes wrong, it's going to be very difficult for him to get out of there safely without losing it. That could actually put Tiramisu in a bad spot. So it's a bit risky, but it actually has cost here Paul out of sheer desperation because he had nothing actually to respond to it. to just call in a barrage. He's basically expended 180 munitions to just cover it up there. So I mean, that's not too bad there for Tiramisu, because that's just 180 munitions that's not going to be spent on booby traps that wipes the squad, mines that can slow down his tanks, or just, you know, grenades as his infantry. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. They're forcing a panic response there from Paul. That is pretty good. Bouncing up the west there with the lieutenant. Up pressure here. Then we can see now Tiramisu's getting really bold, aggressive again. The lack of support weapons, the lack of suppressive weapon there for Paul makes it a lot easier for Tiramisu to move out his infantry on the battlefield. And in fact, his double light infantry guns might actually prove it to be a mistake. We're probably better off with like 2 MG-34s instead, I think. Paul also isn't actually replacing any of his infantry losses, and he's very much aiming for a King Tiger here. Though he is getting reasonably close to it, though, so that could actually work out there, and that could put Tiramisu in a bit of a bind, though he is himself getting close to Pershing. There you go, continue pressure on the west here again. Paul now very focused on the centre again, defending it. It is a Stalingrad. He will not give it up. There might even be a Führerbefehl. Fight to the last man, Paul. I, the Führer, will have you struck with the wet kippers. In front of everybody. Sturmpaniers in the fire from the riflemen getting shot at. Or of course it could just been declared, you know, Festung or Festerplatz, which of course meant Paul would have been expected to fight to the very, you know, end. At least until somehow he could convince someone to let him go. Which would happen in several cases, I think, with Festung. But the whole Festung idea was just, you know, a unit was tasked with just being, you know, holding it to the very end. The commander would usually sort of designated as a Festung commandant. And usually did not end well. Also, in most cases, the Allies quickly learned to just ignore them and bypass them. But they could, in some cases, hold out for very long. Some cases. So, yeah, little fun fact there. Jaeger's playing up behind the rifle here. They're catching the pretty bad spot. Lightest Infanterie Schutz moving up ahead. Paul there getting very close to the King Tiger, but Tiramisu is getting close to the Pershing. Obviously, the King Tiger has a few advantages over the Pershing, but it's not like the Pershing will be utterly hopeless versus the King Tiger. Paul, though, needs to focus less on the centre now, though. He needs to actually, you know, gain back the Sarge, and he needs to do what he did in the early moments of the game there. Rather than actually just sort of doing a bit what Tiramisu did in the early moments of the game, which is focusing heavily on the centre while he loses most of the rest of the map. Return there, forces advancing. Still no upgrades for them there, interestingly enough. And now he's got the field. Paul just needs the manpower now to call in the Königstiger, the Tiger 2. Deutschland's being bombarded there by the Leichteste Infanterie Schutz. Sturmpaniers by their Veterinary 4, halfway to Veterinary 5. At least probably an Iron Cross or 2 there on them. Ooh. Almost wiped out the Sturmpaniers by that mortar. Left in the pretty bad state. There you go, again, having used to take territory, and there you go, we got the King Tiger out for Paul. The Tiger 2, Königstiger. And I think for like every one King Tiger you get like 5 or 6 Panthers. Maybe 4. So I mean, yeah. Quite expensive to make. Quite expensive. Well, there was Jaegers, and there you go, we got the Pershing out there for Tiramisu and the 1st Armour Division. Pendulum machine gun up there for the King Tiger. Pershing can't get anything. Sturmpaniers advancing. 50 cavalry remaining here. I'm just going to stick a machine gun down there. Could just as well just set up a fighting position. I think that would be better. Less chance of handing over a machine gun to the Germans too. But there you go. Pershing charging through the centre. Catching Paul off guard because he did not expect the Pershing to blitz right through the centre. Going straight for the light infantry gun. Silencing the artillery. Volkswagen's charging up with Panzerfaust. We're going to have a bit of a limited impact there against the Pershing. I think he's also got the anti-tank ready to carry it just in case something happens. Rifle moving up here, anti-tank gun. They almost did get wiped here with the double light infantry guns. King Tiger setting in here. Getting the rifle inside the church. High close around though fails to make much of an impression. Light infantry gun there and actually makes an impression on the Pershing. Well, there you go. Pershing makes an impression on the Volkswagen as well. Rifle need to retreat before the King Tiger annihilates them. There we go. Nice penetrating hit there from the King Tiger and the Pershing. Pershing gets back, anti-tank and supporting. We got armor piercing rounds up immediately here from it, increasing its chance of penetrating. Shot bounced though. Shot bounced. Needs to get out of there before he loses it to the artillery there. Would be a shame because he's very close to eventually fleet, which is pretty good for most anti-tank guns. Both they're pulling back for repairs, reinforcements and other needed supplements. While the Pershing is also pulling back there for a few repairs as well. Never hurts to keep it properly repaired and maintained. I mean, Tiramisu could just charge in the centre, but there's also another option, which is just basically trying to hook around so the opponent, get behind here, then launch a small assault from the centre that keeps them occupied, then moves up here. The problem is, of course, the schwer-panzer quarters would be a bit of a problem in this plan because he can sort of cover some of the vital areas, but in theory he would threaten the Battle Group headquarters and the mechanised regiment with such a move. We'll have to see what he aims for here. Personally good to go into tank and moving ahead. Jaegers was rifleman there, repeat of a previous engagement. There we go, King Tiger versus the Pershing out in the open. Both bounce. Anti-tank and moving up, we got the cannon from nearby. Shot fired there, bounce. They keep bouncing off each other. There you go, the cannon for lands a penetrating hit. Anti-tank is setting up. And gets in a penetrating hit as well. Firing off the arm piercing rounds. There you go, more hits this time for the Pershing. There we go, King Tiger down to half health already. Virtually free on the anti-tank, increasing his rate of penetration. But there you go, taking hit from the King Tiger. That shot bounced though. Lightning regards to threatening to silence it. Another hit there, I think, on the King Tiger. Nope, failed to penetrate. Anti-tank and they just need to go. Church collapsing under the sheer pressure of all the artillery going off nearby. Light anti-tank, and the anti-tank just barely escapes. Pershing rolls back a bit there. Paul could soon go for an Osprey because he's trying to say out for Jagdpanzer or a Panzer IV, even a Panther here. All of those guys, I think, for different reasons, be good choices as long as he wills them correctly. Basically getting blasted by the King Tiger. The double infantry guns are pretty useful, not so much for dealing with the infantry, they're more just there really good at threatening Tiramisu's anti-tank gun, which of course makes it difficult for him to then threaten the King Tiger in return. He's going to have to long-term consider taking up then, some, getting out some Jackson tank destroyers, so that way threaten Paul's King Tiger. Paul, though, probably wants either a Jagdpanzer or a Panther to help deal with the armour more aggressively. Also, he really should upgrade those Volksgunners. I'm surprised he's not gone for any Sturmgewehrs there. I am surprised. Quick attack on the cop on there by Paul's Jaegers. Nice move. Nice move. He needs to focus a bit more on the victory points because, Tiramisu's down to 54. A good few attacks here from Tiramisu could really just Paul, could leave Tiramisu pretty much dead in the water. But there you go, King Tiger being hit, lightning the guns there, a kid enough for Volkswagen going up, shoots and misses the re-echelons. Not much of a shot there. Fight for the western victory point. He could also just try and rush the eastern victory point of this 5th cab there with the King Tiger push off. Hell, could even use an Austrian for it and then just grab it. Feels like Paul there is getting a bit too focused on the central part of the map here. Much to the advantage of Tiramisu. Though Tiramisu himself is also getting increasingly focused on. We got the anti-tank and then landing a few good hits on the King Tiger. Another hit there from the Pershing though. Another penetrating hit from the anti-tank gun. King Tiger's almost destroyed. Is Paul setting up for Panzer IV here? Is it the Panther? Or is he just thinking of a Jagdpanzer? Either of those again. Panther, Jagdpanzer think would be helpful there. That's the Pershing. They should also, I think, consider putting some effort into flanking Tiramisu instead of just taking head on. Particularly with the King Tiger, we have seen now several times the anti-tank gun there, Veteran 3, is more than capable of actually damaging the King Tiger alongside the Pershing. But more pressure on the sides here from Tiramisu. Again, he's not getting too sucked in there. He's just keeping up efforts here and there to that way make it hard for Paul to defend. He's going for the Panzer IV. He is going for the Panzer IV. I think prioritising the infantry over the Pershing here, which is certainly also a viable option. And Tiramisu there bringing up another anti-tank gun. There's a chance of a wipe there from the King Tiger on the right from there. Low on health, low numbers, but high on luck. Go straight for the sharp-punted quarters. Might try and destroy it. Pop the grenade there. Hey, Carl, why were you throwing grenades with that? Oh, you know. Good luck. Yeah. Rather than being pushed back by the folks against the Jaegers, fetching 3 there, by the way. Pretty good. Panther almost done. You could also rush that one out to deal with the 50 cover them. You can just get more than one victory point at a time. If you can get 3 of them, that could well will be a GG moment. King Tiger need repairs, and there you go. Panzer 4 running here for the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. Also, they're taking a devastating hit from the Pershing and Veterinary too, by the way. Grenade off as well. And they are very quick to run and get wiped. No, tossing grenades out of the tank or assault them was not something unique to Allied crews. German crews also did it, for example. There's a case of a German Stugase who got somehow caught behind Russian lines, who actually did that against the Russian infantry, just branching out from his Stug there. So, little fun side note there. Another unit wipe. That Pershing is on fire. It is just wiping Paul's infantry left and right. He's just down to a Sturmpanier squad and a Volksgrenadier squad. That's definitely something Paul needs to rectify fast, because long term he cannot afford that. And this Panzer IV is also quickly getting disabled. They're taking hits from the anti-tank gun and the Pershing plus a damaged engine. Paul here could very rapidly lose his Panzer IV. You got a two-strike called in. Yeah, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. He underestimated Tiramisu, and Tiramisu punished him badly. Even if he gets the anti-tank with the artillery, anti-tank have already paid itself off. There we go, direct hit. King Tiger dealing with Western forces, but he's also been heavily damaged. He actually got both anti-tank, including the Veterinary 3 one. But still, losing a Panzer IV and most of his infantry is a crippling blow there to Paul. Crippling blow. And I don't want to ask what happened to his arm. He's sending the Pershing against the King Tiger. Rushing in like Kenmouth, sending off there. Lands a good hit up close. But the Pershing gets off another excellent hit there against the Kenmouth crew. This time not quite a wipe. He did destroy the Kenmouth though, or the anti-tank, which will prevent there from being reused by Tiramisu. We got Orbison for Paul. Definitely not bad. We've still got the Schwerpanzer quarters, which can help control them out a bit for Paul, but it's certainly looking a bit weak for him at the moment. It is certainly looking a bit weak. A bit rough. I mean, he still has the King Tiger though, so I mean, he still has a chance as long as he wields it with some force and panache. But Tiramisu is very much now the one in control of a lot more infantry and support weapons for his infantry. Smoke screen there against the Schwerpanzer quarters. Good work. We got the line to guns though, firing away at the riflemen. Still no assault rifles for the Volksgrenadiers. Oh, of course, in this case, not all because he's actually want light machine guns than the orbital dome, which is certainly an understandable desire. Taking to the centre, and he lost the Veterinary 5 Volksgrenadiers again. He's just down to a single Sturmpanzer squad now, the Obersoldaten. More smoke down there again to prevent the Schwerpanzer squad from doing anything. He needs to retreat the Sturmpanzers. Now we got the King Tiger though, blasting through the smoke. Anti-tank talking about this. Also need to be very, very careful. They've got 2 anti-tanks ready to engage the King Tiger. Need to be careful exposing the re-armor. And that actually means the Orbison have to retreat because he can't get support in time to use again the anti-tank guns, blocking the King Tiger from supporting. More smoke there from Tiramisu. He just keeps launching it in the general direction that prevent him from using the Schwerpanzer quarters. Very clever there by Tiramisu. Very clever. Very good. Now it's going straight for the Schwerpanzer quarters again. Paul's going to have to try and defend it there with the King Tiger, even if there's 2 anti-tanks nearby. He needs to spot them and deal with them using the light infantry guns. In fact, the anti-tanks are firing weather. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. It's going to be a big loss there for Paul. There you go. Lost the Schwerpanzer headquarters there. Big loss there for Paul. Big loss. We've got rifle flanking about. They got the Obersoldaten, but they're not fully reinforced. They're low in health. Oh dear. Tiramisu is just everywhere. Hardened elite Sturmpanzer doing what they can, but they can't do enough. King Tiger arrives to the scene to assist. Can he get a wipe there on Tiramisu? No. No, Rifleman, get away. But there you go, almost got the Rifleman there wide. But, oh dear, it looks like they also get away. Yes, indeed, the King Tiger is finally veterans one, but Paul is now in a really bad spot. I mean, he's sort of in the position Tiramisu was in the early game. That is, you know, confined to a very small part of the map while his opponent secures most of it. And Tiramisu thereby finally taking up to help get something to deal with the King Tiger. Paul's going to have to try and go for an Austrian now, but he also desperately needs more infantry. Got the anti-tankers of plugging away at the house. Got the Pershing up east, but there you go. King Tiger to the rescue and flanks the Pershing. Lands a good hit there. Lands a good hit. Veteran free ball on the Pershing. Almost got the lightest Infanterie shots. King Tiger though pushes ahead there. Another hit there. Closing in on Veteran 2 already. Orbison charging up for the centre, though not good in there. Going to attempt to return about to block the pursuit. But there you go. The Ken lands good in the Pershing. Almost got it. Almost got it. Still punching with the flanking rifleman. Will it be another almost wipe there, though? Looks like it. Looks like it. He's trying to getting into the house there, and by Jove, he gets away again. Tiramisu has got the devil's own luck. Those riflemen just refuse to die. Jaeger's called in here, Paul. Oh, could this finally be it? A wipe! A wipe! No! Gets away again! That's got to be a bit frustrating, to be honest. Just 3 times in a row. Tiny slip of health, and every single time the rifleman gets away. Got the Orbison flanking behind the lieutenant here, and there you go, sends him scurrying away. I mean, he still got his opponent down to 54 victory points. I mean, there's still a chance of a pull, but he needs to stop focusing so hard on the central part of the map, because again, he's currently with Tiramisu to, you know, focusing most of his defenses. He needs to try and catch Tiramisu off guard with a rapid attack instead of just trying, you know, to grind him down, because right now Paul does not have the forces to grind him down even remotely. Big blob assault there. King Tiger takes out a huge chunk of the rifleman there. Getting him very close to victory. Got the major flank in there. Couldn't feel calling artillery down the Jaegers. 200 points left there for Paul. Bunking to push ahead there. Artillery called in on the battle group headquarters and there. Oh, he retreats the Jaegers into it. Risk a wipe there. Rifleman up there, taking hits from the King Tiger, but they misses. The misses. Jaeger's almost getting wiped out with the artillery. Bunking not straight to the jaw of the King Tiger. There we go. Lands a good hit. We got the anti-tanker. So the Pershing flanking the King Tiger. They're taking down to less than half health here. Needs to quickly get away. Main gun is out. Main gun is out. We got an Austrian called in here by Paul, though. An Austrian called in. But his King Tiger is in an awful state. It is veteran too, though. When you get it back in action fast, though, he might be losing something. But he's losing a lot of his support weapons. He is barely holding on here. There you go, the King Tiger being repaired. And Veteran 2 will be helpful. It will certainly allow a better chance of actually wiping some of Tiramisu's infantry there, since it will be more accurate. Oh, you got the Major at least, but that's not the Veteran 3 rifleman with a lot of BARs. We've got the Lieutenant up here into the Orbison with light machine guns. Noting he has not upgraded the Lieutenant by with the second BAR. Rather than have been upgraded, but now there's just a lot of riflemen versus a single Orbison squad with a light machine gun. King Tiger, though, is very quickly back in action there for Germany, for the fatherland. We could all see the Austrian rush down there. Quickly stopping on. Getting a bit of damage off their single kill. And there you go. King Tiger, fully fixed. Good to go. To crush the armies for the fatherland. House collapses. So there's some brutal fighting here between the two sides. A lot of casualties on both sides, I think. Yup, looking at about a total of a bit more than 300 men lost in this engagement. Ken landing hit on the Pershing. Steel Impulse retreating rather rapidly. More hits than the King Tiger. Ken Flan's good hitting the Pershing. Orbiton doing what they can there from one of the few remaining houses in the center of the map there. And even that might not last long. And we got smoke down on the Raketen there for good work here by Tiramisu. No more mortar smoke though. Getting Matt just be a bit too preoccupied. We got a two-strike call in here on Paul's Tiramisu's support position here. King Tiger could be sending for a flank here. Could be pretty devastating. Quick catch the anti-tank with the King Tiger. Needs to move into the more support weapons though. Get the anti-tank guns there. Go Lance at the Pershing on Muscovy. He's taking hits from the zone until he needs to pull back there. Needs to pull back. He can't though. He doesn't have enough minutes for a blitzkrieg damage engine. I can't moving up. Where's the supporting infantry? Where's the Ostwind? The Ostwind's all the way up back up there. King Tiger in a terrible state. Almost got the Pershing. I forgot the mortar. The Vetri 3 mortar. Ah! He gets the Pershing. The Pershing is down. The King Tiger lives. All hail the King Tiger. Sturmpony is charging forward. Reifman moving ahead. Orbiton coming as well as they can. Need to get the Ostwind down. He's not moving the Ostwind. He's... grenades. Ah! Heavy, brutal fighting here. Tiramisu's pushing in everything he can. He might be pushing his light there. Troops being forced off the field. Casualties piling up as the 1st Armored Division's assault is repulsed with heavy casualties. Almost got a lieutenant there as well. The King Tiger, though, still stands. A monument to German engineering. And stubbornness. And waste. Expenditure. Anyways, shots going off. The King Tiger needs to desperately turn a corner. He needs to get some troops down. He still needs to get the Ostwind down. He's forgotten about the Ostwind. The Ostwind could do a lot there just to flank some of the infantry and all the elements there that Tiramisu has. Just going to try and save the King Tiger. There you go. King Tiger finally moving, but he might be too late there. Infantry moving in. And the King Tiger goes down. The Rearguards get murdered, but the King Tiger is down. The anti-tank and they get swapped as well. Huge loss for Paul now. And Tiramisu actually has more resources, a lot of fuel though. He has split heavily to actually bring back on the field. But still, 30 versus 54. Now he's going forward for victory points here. He's going for them. Ostwind charging against the machine gun there, hiding up by the Western one. And Tiramisu has to sort of, you know, he can't actually go for the Pershing cause. That means having to set apart 640 manpower, which means he can't push forward to the victory points now when he has to. And we got the Ostwinds there clearing up any infantry. There you go, straight into the anti-tank instead. Paul might be getting a bit overconfident there. We could continue Austin actually quickly go down here. That would be a huge loss for Paul. 50 points left there. Go at least one Ostwind will be eradicated by this rather too jubilant move by Paul. Holy crap, this fight. We are rapidly approaching 400 casualties on both sides. 400. Which will mean roughly 4 infantry companies worth of losses. $30 versus 30. Absolutely brutal fighting here. So what will Tiramisu do? I think he's going to try and launch another on the centre. Try and just go for the 2 victory points shortest there so he can actually defend them more easily. But it's also going to be where Paul is most ready to receive an attack now. Got the Ostwind waiting. Got the Jaegers. All of a sudden nearby again. It's also where his battle group headquarters is. In that regard here, Tiramisu might have made the mistake of charging for the centre. Plus he lost the mortar. I mean, he actually does have a lot of way just easily smoking it up. He can't use structural smoke if he wants to. Probably should. There we go. 30 versus 20 victory points. Hitting the western one. No grenades. We could consider grenades. So that also running with source of smoke. But also, if just clearing out houses. Counter-attack here from Paul's hardened infantry. Orbital done. Sturmpioniere with 31 kills. The Jaegers. No smoke here to cover up Tiramisu's defense of the centre. We got the 5th cover there to support as well. Ostwind counter-attack in the west here. Ralph being pushed back. Small chance of wipe there. And even then, pressing up the right flank here against Paul as well, catching his veteran 3 lightest infanterie shots. And we're closer to 400. 17 versus 20 victory points. 15 versus 20. Anti-tank and setting up there. Anti-tank grenade on the Osman. Need to rush forward here. The opposite need to hit the ventral point in the centre. Osman, he wanted to clear out the machine gun first before moving ahead too much of his infantry. But he might lose the Osman. Still, he needs to push forward for Germany. Endsieg. Vorwärts, Männer. Vorwärts. About to lose the Osman there. Rifleman getting absolutely pelted with a heavy fire. There you go. Annihilated. 6 versus 20. Stabilizing there. Very close to 400 losses. Osman almost down. Phantom grenade into the advancing. Oh, here's a blend cover. Blend cover to slow them down. Soften them up. Concussive grenade. Can he do it? Light infantry gun. Wipes the rifleman. Obson Jäger sitting up there. Need to get everything back up. A lieutenant attacking here around the retreat. The car fight to ensure he can't immediately move troops up to forts. Lieutenant Jäger's moving in to contest. Oh, this is brutal. 6 versus 16. And we have hit the 400 point. Oh, God. Jäger's wiped. Hey, machine gun back in action. Blend cover on the rifleman.
We're losing a capture point.
Oh, God. Here we go. Control that victory point. Wins. He's tracking forwards an anti-tank gun to contest the point. Another Pershing called in. Oh, he just managed to. Oh, God. And he also hits the eastern victory point, realizing that's a good chance there. Oh, God. So tense. He actually went, though, for Pershing. Tiramisu, the absolute madman, right here at the very end, tried to push out Pershing. We got the 50 caliber crew rushing it. We got the opposite coming with a light machine gun. Veterancy 4. There we go. 10 points left. Versus 6. Garden Osman up versus the Pershing. Push for the rest of the side to tank and help back Pale Ketten effort. Pershing on a just maddening run. There's 7 points left. And honestly, I'm just going for Sherman probably, but if you could actually use the Sherman to take a point, you can't do that with the Pershing. The Sherman, or the Pershing in this case, is such a mismatch for Tiramisu. And there we go. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely insane fight of a match here on Arnhem Checkpoint. Absolutely outstanding play from both players. Some aggressive play, determined, stubborn play there. I think at times to focus on the center, but at the same time, both players to the extent at times, realize the importance of the rest of the map there. Usually getting ahead there. Paul, though, really just gaining big advantage, losing it, holding on barely at times, but in the end, just pushing through by sheer will force and just breaking his opponent, though it was incredibly close at times. That King Tiger, though, I think was a very risky play. Worked out this case, but also resulting in defeat. Had Tiramisu perhaps just in some cases a bit quicker to hit the rest of the map there. And certainly, I think that second Pershing, there was a mistake. He should have just gone for Sherman, could use that to get points, and that way won the fight. So, but really close here. Really, really, really close. Absolutely insane fight here between these two players. I hope you enjoyed this fight, because that was definitely an exciting treat to cast between these two excellent players. So thank you all for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, and comment on it. If you want to send a replay of your own, links in the video description. Please provide details where you're ranked and so on there. This is Imperial Link saying cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another stunning episode. Bye.